For all the teenagers out there who are on the brink of turning 20, you must know that the 20s is a highly unique age, full of responsibilities, knowledge, learning, and also a lot of fun, obviously. But, when you are in your teens, right, you are sailing in quite an unstable boat in a sea full of high tides and potential cyclones. But when you turn 20, you place one foot off your boat and place it on another unstable boat, and in this way you sail through the high tides and the tsunamis that you're going to face. Now, how unstable the situation and the sail is, can you imagine? However, for you to have this sail and ride smooth, I have brought to you 5 crucial truths that every teenager who's about to turn 20 should know. I know some of you guys are gonna, shut this video down in the middle, but the ones who stay till the end, I can promise you, new auras of knowledge, learning, and eye-openers are gonna be flashed in front of your eyes. So stay tuned till the end of this video. The number 1 truth, you and your thoughts. As a child, you are taught that you can always control your thoughts and your thinking process. However, I hate to break it to you guys, but that is not the truth at all. You and your thoughts are completely different. Your thoughts are involuntary. You can never ever control your thoughts or your thinking process. The devil whispers into your mind and you have no control over it. And your thoughts lead to your feelings. And the feelings lead to some or the other action that you commit. But remember one thing, guys, you feel that your thoughts and your feelings are based on the circumstances or the outer environment in the world. But is the complete opposite. The outer environment is a reflection of your internal environment. And that is the specific reason why some people see the bright side of every situation. Some people find some places nice while the others find them horrible. It's all your internal feelings and thought process. So just remember, nothing, no horrible, no atrocious situation in the world can make you feel anything but you yourself and your own thought process. And also, you can never ever control your thoughts or your feelings, but you can always control the action that you're going to commit, which follow the thoughts and the feelings. You can always control them. A wise man once said, never let studies ever interfere with your education. Now, what is studies exactly? Studies is you going to college or school, spending 6 hours over there, opening your books, learning, listening to lectures, coming back home and revising it, getting some amount of marks. That's it. Studies are limited to that. Now, what is education exactly? Education, as per my own definition, is application of the skill sets that you are interested in or intrigued by and applying it, implementing in the real world to benefit yourself as well as the people in your society. That is education. And that is the one and only thing that is going to impact your life after the 4 years of college that you go through. Now, education can come into a variety of skill sets. For example, dancing, singing, or advertising, or learning a new language, or getting rid of stage fear, or investing into stocks, or starting a startup, or learning web designing, or video editing, video production. These are all skill sets that form an integral part of your education when applied into the real world. And guys, this is what is actually going to make you who you are after the 4 years of your college. It's going to shape up your life. This is the education that is going to shape up your life. I personally failed in my studies once, but that is the day when my real education started. Now, the third significant truth you need to know is take calculated risks. Now, we're not asking you to jump from Mount Everest here, or we're not asking you to, spend millions of dollars into a business. Now, what this actually means is, when you're in your 20s and the kind of pocket money you get from your parents, whatever your source of monetary funds is, save a certain amount of money and invest it in small amount of assets like stocks or mutual funds, or while writing a book or anything, any sort of asset that will give you a leverage income or a recurring income. Now what is the leverage income? Leverage income is a kind of income which will give you monetary returns for the rest of your life without you having to work. It will keep flowing. It will keep flowing into your bank account and it will never stop. And that is one thing you need to do when you are in your 20s only. Because I'll tell you one thing. After 20 years of your life, when you're in your 40s or maybe in your 35s or something, that is the time when you'll actually think about doing this and not calculated risks. You will take huge risks, or you will be, you would be attracted, or you want to take those huge risks. But guys, that will be the most atrocious time to do, because you will have a family to support and you will have a child to care for and educate. And if that day you take huge risks, right, you will fall from the biggest cliff in the world and it will take you years to get up, and your child and your family will suffer because of that. So the 20s is the age where you rather take calculated risks, wherein if you even fail or experience losses, it won't affect you as much as the day you will fall from a cliff by taking massive risks in your 40s. Now the fourth truth that I'm about to tell you is something that I inculcate in my own life, or the day when I turn 20, I inculcated, and that is freedom and independence. Now, when you're turning 20, right, what you need to do is get rid of those kind of habits that you were actually, used to following as a teenager. For example, your mom irons your own, dresses, I'm sure. Many of you guys, some of you guys do, then that's a really good thing. But majority of the teenagers, the mom cooks food for you, or, irons your clothes, or puts your clothes for washing. And, you don't even, spend time cleaning up your own room. Many of you guys, they do. However, when you start inculcating these small habits wherein you clean up your own room, or you learn how to cook a very small dish, for example, making an egg, or, cooking a roti, or, for example, making pasta. So many of you guys like pasta. Learn how to make a pasta. That is, these small habits are actually gonna make a huge impact on your independence later on. For example, when I was in my teens, I never even used to, wash my own dish after eating. However, during my 20s, I realized it one day that if I don't wash my dish now, or I clean up my room now, the day when I'm gonna be living alone, that time it's gonna be a big headache for me. It's gonna feel like hell. And I started inculcating these small habits of cleaning up my own room, washing my own dish after breakfast or dinner or lunch, and started doing my own washing my own clothes and ironing my own clothes. And it feels so effortless and it feels so natural to me now that when I start living independently, I am gonna, not find it as a chore, but like a very simple task and a day-to-day task, which is not gonna be a headache for me. So the day you start inculcating these small tiny habits is the day you'll be putting first step towards independence and freedom, wherein you don't rely on your parents, your mom or your dad for any sort of these chores that they ask you to perform at some or the other point of time. Now we come to the last and one of the most crucial truths that you must know is balancing work and family life. Now, Steve Jobs once said that he wished he had spent a great majority of his life with his family, while he spent his entire life working on Apple and his work, where he barely had time to spend with his family. And he missed out on a very, significant part of, very fulfillingly significant part of life, the joy of being with your loved ones, because they are at the end of the day that are gonna fulfill you. No matter how busy you are, how much money you earn, money is not gonna fulfill your life. It's not gonna give you the internal satisfaction. But the time, the special the valuable time that you spend with your family, your parents or your spouse or your father or your siblings is the one that is actually going to contribute to your happiness and the internal feeling of satisfaction. If a great personality like Steve Jobs said, whose net worth was like more than 500 million, you can imagine how your life can turn out to be when you reach the end of the line. You will always feel that I wish I had spent more time with my family rather than getting too engrossed with my work. And this is one part of life that we all need to understand right from the day that we turn 20. And this is specifically for those people who put work and studies before anything else they ever do. And that includes their family. Guys, you guys need to inculcate these 5 truths in your life. You need to know these 5 truths because once the time passes, right, life will demand certain things out of you wherein you'll have to go out of your comfort zone. And if you don't know these truths and apply these truths in your life, then those demands of life will turn out to be a huge boulder on your head under which you will take a great grave and your life will turn out to be really miserable. I'm telling you from my own experience. So before life demands anything out of you, apply these truths from day one and just get your sail very smooth. Despite you sailing with each leg on 2 boats in your 20s, your sail will become real smooth and you will enjoy and find total fulfillment in your 20s, and your youth will turn out to be the best time of your life. If you found this video an eye-opener, at least a flicker, then hit the subscribe button. For those of you watching it on my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and press the like so that I will be encouraged to present more and more of these truths and ideas that teenagers and people in their 20s need to know in order to make their life successful, happy and fulfilled. Kudos to all of you guys.